Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Diablo 4 video. Oh boy, it's finally here. That huge day one update that I told you guys a couple weeks ago that was coming. Well, it's here, and with it came some nerfs and some buffs as well. Let's jump into it today. I'll leave a link down below for the full patch notes for the day one update. Yep, they took in all of our feedback, all the devs, and they put it all together and compiled a list to give us a little bit of a preview of what we can expect when the game drops when it first launches. Let's go! Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. We're going to hop on over to the patch notes and jump right into it. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Let's start off with the dungeons and what they've changed. The dungeon layouts. One of the most common pieces of feedback they've received is that players felt they were doing a lot of backtracking with certain dungeons. They've optimized multiple dungeons across zones to minimize the need for backtracking. Here's a list of dungeons specifically in the Fractured Peak zones which will receive layout updates. Culture's Gate, Defiled Catacombs, Derelict Lodge, Forbidden City, The Horrorforce Demise, Immortal Emanation, Core, Dragon Barracks, and Mallwood, and Ramcar Caverns. Of course, this list means that everything is going to be optimized and looking different, so when the full game launches, look out for these dungeons in the Fractured Peaks. Now, next up, we have dungeon events. The chance for an event to spawn inside a dungeon has increased from a whopping 10% to 60%, so more chances at loot and a whole lot more fun. And we have dungeon gameplay. To reduce the need to backtrack, small numbers of straggling monsters will seek out the player to help complete the kill all monster objectives. Nice change. When animus is gathered, the player and nearby allies will gain 10 resources, reduce all active cooldowns by 1 second. Depositing animus channels time was now reduced to 3 to 0 seconds. The time to rescue is reduced from 3 to 1.5 seconds. All rescue objectives now drop a health potion upon completion, and while carrying the ancient statue, bloodstone, mechanical box, or stone carving, you will receive a momentum boost, granting you 25% move speed for you and your nearby allies. And pedestals have had their channel time reduced to 2 to 0 seconds. Returning a portable object to its pedestal now fully restores health, resource potions, and resets cooldown for all nearby players. All doors now generate a minimap ping when they're open, and all structured objectives in dungeons have their additional combat mechanics players must overcome. For classes, general, effects like stun and freeze can now be applied to elite monsters twice as long before they become unstoppable. Review class skills to confirm that all classes have access to sufficient skills that remove control impairing effects, and many legendary powers have had their updates to their effectiveness. Now here comes where all of the controversy will start, and a little bit of the nerfs as well. Let's talk about the barbarian. A flat 10% passive damage reduction has been added for the barbarian class, and some skill passive had their damage reduction effects reduced to compensate. The whirlwind skill now deals more damage and consumes more fury, and the double swing skill enhancement refunds its full fury cost when used on stun or knockdown enemies. Yeah, a little bit of a nerf right there. For the druid, companion skills now deal heavily increased damage. That's nice. All ultimate skills have their cooldown reduced. Usability improvements have been made to maul and pulverize, and using a non-shapeshifting skill will transform a druid back into a human form. So yeah, just buffs for the druids. Necromancer summon minions will die more often, requiring players to utilize corpses more often, and many bonuses in the Book of Death have had their stats increase. The damage dealt by the corpse explosion skill has been reduced. The brightness of the skeletal warriors and mages has also been reduced. And for the rogue, upgrades for subterfuge skills have had their bonuses increase, and multiple passive skills have had their bonuses increase, and an imbuement skill have had their cooldowns increased as well. Now for the sorcerer. And the sorcerer took a hit as well. Charge bolt damage was increased, and the mana cost to cast it has decreased. Decrease the damage of chain lightning and reduce its effectiveness against bosses. Decrease the cooldown for the incinerate skill enhancement bonus, and firewalls will now spawn underneath enemies more frequently when using its enhancement bonus. And they increase the lucky hit chance for the meteor skill enhancement bonus. So yeah, not bad at all, but definitely some huge changes for all the classes indeed. Next up, we have UI. Fix the issue where the built-in screen reader was not reading key prompts, game options details, and other UI text. Fix the issue where actions could not bound to the mouse wheel. Fix the issue where evade couldn't be bound to the right analog stick on controller. Chat will now display on the left side of the screen when using the center action bar configuration. A character stat will be displayed by default when players click the material and stats button within their inventory. The move and interact inputs can now be mapped to one button while the primary attack input is mapped to a secondary button, and the sans serif fonts used in game has been replaced with a new serif font. Next up, we have encounters. Under encounters, they fix multiple issues that allow bosses like the Butcher to become unresponsive. The Butcher has been reevaluated for difficulty and will present a greater challenge in World Tiers 3 and 4. Bosses such as Chikor, Malnak, and Vernard and others were reevaluated for melee character difficulty, resulting in changes to attacks and flight mechanics. And fix the issue where vampire brutes using the shadow enchantment effects would chain cast impels. Now we have cellars. Increase the chance for dungeon events to occur in cellars. Cellars will now consistently reward a chest upon completion, and fix the issue where cellars would prematurely be marked as complete. And fix the issue where the guaranteed elite monster would be absent from a cellar. And last but not least, the quality of life. Fix the general issue where players could increase attack speed by moving, canceling attacks early. Fix it. Fix the issue where characters were immune and untargetable after loading into an area. The reset dungeon button has been disabled. Interesting. And fix the issue that caused Gale Valley and Sarek Rupture to have less monster than intended until the campaign quests in those territories were completed as well. So a huge amount of changes right there, especially the canceling of the reset in the dungeon button, which means you're gonna have to complete the dungeon before you can kill the elites, making farming a little bit tougher. But for right now, that's pretty much the end for the video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. As always, if you are new to the channel, how you doing and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming. We'll load a wide variety of videos, range from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.